Dados para iniciar. Alegria, mais uma quarta-feira, hein? Mais uma quarta-feira com aula. Alegria, mais uma quarta-feira, hein? Okay, very good. So we are live. All right. So I'm going to start a little in English, okay? Just to present myself one more time. My name is Natalia Drosch. Been teaching English for about 18 years, right? And I have already taught about 300 students in person, okay? So I love teaching, and for me, it's quite important to have a structure, to understand the reasons, to understand the structure of something, right? And this is why I always try my best to explain the structures to students. This is the main reason that why I decided to create these lives, okay, these classes every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Right? Now, just a brief introduction in Portuguese. Sejam todos muito bem-vindos. Mais uma aula, hoje é a aula 15, que a gente vai falar sobre WH questions. Em português são as perguntas com que, o, quem, qual, quando, tá? Então a gente acaba denominando assim, mas existem outras, assim como em português tem onde, né? Tem que horas também é que o, mas tem outras palavras de pergunta também. Então hoje a gente vai falar um pouquinho sobre algumas, as principais, porque uma dúvida muito constante dos alunos, como que eu formulo a pergunta, né? Então hoje eu não vou falar especificamente sobre um tema de gramática, sobre o simple past, sobre o simple present, present continuous. Eu não vou falar diretamente sobre isso, mas eu vou falar sobre todos eles, tá? Então vamos lá. Quem estiver assistindo, se puder dar um oizinho aqui no chat. E, mais uma vez, como eu sempre falo, if you have any questions, just let me know, right? I'll try my best to explain. I will try to have this entire class in English, okay? But I'm gonna use a very simple English, a very simple rhythm. And if you have questions, just raise your hand. Please, Nat, can you tell me that? Can you tell me why do you use like this, etc.? But I will try to give you the full information here according to the material I have just prepared for you. Okay, let's see then. All right, so as I told you, today we are going to study the WH questions. WH questions, right? What? Yes. What, where, when, what time, who, why, right? And some other that we call interrogative pronouns. Some other interrogative pronouns. So here in the first page, I selected 5 of them. 5 of them. What? That is related to thing or things, related to information, to something specific, right? Where? That is normally related to place and location. So since this part here, I want you to avoid translation, okay? Forget about translation. Forget about translation. Where I use to ask about a place. I use to ask about patient, right? What I ask about something, right? A thing or things, okay? So let's try to change the mindset. Let's try to change the mindset to understand without translations, okay? Very good. Then, who, when, use for time, time. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the difference. Okay, who that we use to ask about person, people, right? And why that we use to ask about reason. What's the reason? Then I use why. Why, right? Then I selected 5 more. Here we have how. How? Remember. Maybe you remember, okay? Because a lot of students sometimes they pronounce this word wrong. Some students say who, okay? But this one, do you remember one character? I think, okay, this part I'm going to tell you in Portuguese. Tinha índio no desenho do pica-pau, do woodpecker, né? Eu lembro da pena, eu não lembro do nome do personagem. Mas esse índio, ele se cumprimentava como? Ele se cumprimentava, não, ele cumprimentava as pessoas como? Au, au, né? Então, lembrem desse índio, muito provável que quem aqui, só para eu ter uma ideia, quem aqui lembra do desenho do pica-pau? Escreve aqui no chat, eu. Só para eu ver se esse exemplo é relevante para vocês. Então, quem lembra do desenho do pica-pau, escreve aqui no chat. Eu. Vamos lá, vou dar um minutinho para a gente ver quem lembra. Eu lembro, nossa. Lembro da risada, eu lembro de vários tipos do pica-pau, hein? Tinha um que tinha meia, mas aquele eu tinha um pouco de medo. O André lembra. Verdade, nossa. Então, assim, a gente lembra do som. Vamos tentar, em muitas oportunidades, fixar a memória e a aprendizagem por conexão, tá? Então, às vezes, a gente tem uma dúvida em alguma coisa, vamos tentar conectar com alguma informação do nosso passado, tá bom? Então, vamos lá. All right. Then we have how to talk about manner, right? Manner of something. Pay attention. Okay, I didn't write here in this material, but there are different questions with how. There are different questions with how. We can use, for example, how many, how much, how far, how long, how often, okay? So each word that we use to connect with how changes the question. So for example, when I say how long, I want to know the duration of something. How long have you been, Nachi, how long have you been teaching English? I've been teaching English for 18 years. Duration. Okay? When you ask a question with how often, you want to know the frequency. How often do you listen to music? I listen to music every single day, 7 days a week, right? So then I'm asking about the frequency. How far? Distance, okay? How deep? Like the song, how deep is your love? Your love, how deep? How deep? I want to know the deep. A profundidade. Assim que a gente falaria em português, mas quão profundo é o seu amor? How deep is your love? Okay? So when we change the complement with how, we want a different information, right? Then we have here whom. That it's also about person and people. Okay, but I'm going to explain the difference between who and whom here. Which is also about thinking something, information, okay? But it's different from what. So I'm going to explain the difference as well, okay? Then we have what time. What time? What time is not about the time. It's about the hour, right? So when is about time, right? When do you study English? On Mondays. In the morning. In the afternoon, at night. Period. Okay, so the time is bigger than the hour. The hour, what time? Okay, and how many that we use to ask about quantity of something, right? So if I want to know the quantity, I ask with how many, right? Very good. Then moving on, I brought some simple examples, but then later we're going to study deeper. Okay, we're going to study a little bit more of them. So, what? Normal question. One of the first questions that we learn in English. What's your name? Okay, I want to know your name. I want to know something. What's your name? Where? You remember I use where to ask about place or location. Where do you live? I live in São Paulo. I live in Brazil. I live in Canada. Where do you live? Okay. When? When it's a question about time. When will you travel? Next week. On June, pay attention at the preposition, on June 24th. Okay. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet? Who wrote Romeo and Juliet? Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet. Okay? Why? Why are you so serious? If I'm not mistaken, there's a character at, I think it's, I don't know, but I remember something related to Batman. Okay? I don't know if it's the Joker. Maybe it's the Joker. Talvez seja uma frase do Coringa, do Batman. Why are you so serious? I want to know the reason. Okay? Then we have how to ask about manner. So, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Okay? So, let's try to replace, let's try to substitute. How are you? I'm fine. Let's change this. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. I'm doing okay. But it's more natural than how are you? Okay? Fazendo um gancho aqui, eu queria muito trazer uma. Compartilhar com vocês uma opinião. Eu assisto muito vídeo, né? Que as pessoas acabam falando, não fale assim, está errado falar assim. Eu acho que é muito importante a gente sempre ter a ideia que não necessariamente está errado. Quando a gente fala está errado é quando tem algum erro gramatical, né? Mas pode ser menos usual, tá? Então, existem expressões que são menos usuais do que as outras. Isso significa que você não pode dizer, né? Eu já vi vídeo falando não fale bye bye. Eu finalizo minha aula com bye bye, porque é uma despedida carinhosa, que a gente usa com carinho, tá? Não responde I'm fine. Não está errado se a gente responder, só não soa tão natural, né? Então é legal que a gente tenha sempre essa perspectiva, porque toda vez que a gente escuta não faça isso, está errado, a gente acaba trazendo um bloqueio, um medo, uma insegurança, e o objetivo é muito pelo contrário, né? O objetivo é que a gente tenha segurança na comunicação, que a gente se sinta preparado, porque o importante é comunicação. Importante a gente conseguir passar a mensagem sem medo, tá bom? Então vamos lá. Which? Yes, which? Which social network do you prefer? Okay, Facebook or Instagram? Instagram. Close the lips. M, we close the lips, okay? So here I used which because I'm giving two options, two isolated options, okay? Whom? Whom do you live with? Whom do you live with? Who and whom we talk about, we are asking about people or a person. But the difference here is that when we use whom, we connect the idea with a preposition. In this case, do you live with? Whom do you live with? or with whom do you live? Okay, very good. So this one, it would be, with whom do you live? All right, I think I made a mistake there. I'm going to correct later, right? What time? What time? It's about the hour. Do you remember? Ah, it's not about time. No, it's about the hour. So what time did you send me that message? What time do you normally wake up? What time do you have lunch? What time do you go to the gym if you go to the gym, right? And how many is a question about quantity, right? So, how many chairs are there in your house? How many chairs are there in your house? Okay, 2, 3, some, a lot, none, zero. Okay, but I'm asking about the quantity of something. Okay, then I put here the meaning what. So what is the first question word that we learn? And talking about structures here, okay? This structure, I want you to pay close attention, right? This structure is kind of similar to the structure of a question, a normal, simple question, okay? So, thinking about the verb to be, we have the structure to be, subject, and complement. For example, are you a teacher? Are you a teacher? This is a normal question. With this kind of question, what do I want to know? Yes or no? Yes or no? Right? Are you a teacher? Yes, I am. Are you a teacher? No, I'm not. Okay? Then you have another question here. Is he busy? Is he busy? Right? Do you understand the word busy? When you have a lot of things to do, you are busy. Okay? So is he busy? Yes, he is, or no, he's not. Two possibilities. Okay? But when we use a WH question, we want a different information. I don't want yes or no as an answer. I want a different information. So, for example, if I ask you, let's take it here. What is it? What is it? It's a watch. So I want to know what is it. Okay, what is it? It's a watch. Where? Do you remember we used the question word where to ask about location and places? For example, where are you from? I'm from Brazil. I'm from São Paulo. Where are you from? Okay. When? When is the party? So pay attention here. Okay, just one pause here. André is asking a question. In Brazil, it's common to say what when the situation is very absurd. To American people, is it very offensive to say that? Just one thing. We say what, not what's. Okay? Just one thing. So we say what? Yes, we use this expression to not only when the situation is very weird, but to demonstrate that we are surprised. Okay? So it's okay. It's not offensive, it's not rude, but it's not offensive, but you just use this kind of expressions with those you know, with friends, with close people, right? Because it's like Portuguese. Imagine, I don't know you. You are my boss, for example, okay? And you ask me to do something, and I answer, yeah, right? It's weird, but when you are with friends, it's okay, yeah? Okay, so you use that to express, oh my God, the good news. Okay, all right, guys, just to share with you my happiness. My brother has just he was vaccinated now. Thank God, one more person. Very good, very good. Now I need to get concentrated again. Henrique got his shot. Very good, very good. That's amazing. All right, later I'll call him. That's é assim que funciona a live, né? No meio da live a gente tem uma informação assim. Então, seria isso, tá, André? A ideia é, assim como em português, ela seria rude, não seria ofensiva, eu acho que seria rude se você não conhece a pessoa, né? Mas, tipo, eu recebi essa notícia agora. O Henrique acabou de ser vacinado, meu irmão. Falou, quê? Entende? Tipo, eu tô demonstrando surpresa, eu tô demonstrando. E pode ser também, tipo, uma coisa absurda, tá? Mas não é rude se você tá entre amigos, ok? Ficou claro? Very, very good. All right. Then let's continue here. When it's about the time, so I can ask, when is the party? When is the meeting? When is the class? When is the match? Like soccer, for example, we don't say game. When is the game? We say match. When is the match? Okay? Very, very good. Excellent. So let's move on. Let's move on. When is the party? Then who? Who's your teacher? Maria is my teacher. Joanne is my teacher. Nath is my teacher, right? Who is your teacher? Who's your brother? Henrique is my brother, right? Questions with how. Pay attention that here, all these structures, they're similar. Take a look. To be, subject, complement. W8 question. What? To be, subject. Where? To be, subject, complement. When? To be, complement. Ok? Por que eu tô fazendo essa reflexão com vocês? Porque muitas vezes, exemplo ao vivo mesmo, porque muitas vezes a gente acha que inglês é muito difícil, né? Só que tudo tem um porquê. E para quem quer aprender inglês e ter segurança e não somente fluência, né? É muito importante pensar por esse lado. Eu sou uma pessoa de estrutura. Eu gosto, né, de entender o porquê e de me sentir segura na comunicação, tá? Então é por isso que a gente cria tudo isso. Então tem um porquê. Falando um pouquinho sobre perguntas em inglês, por que a gente inverte, né, o auxiliar ou to be, a gente muda de posição? Na afirmativa eu falo you are tall, right? You are tall. Mas na interrogativa eu faço assim, ó. Are you tall? Ok? Na afirmativa, eu falo I work a lot. Ok? In the interrogative, I invert and I say do you work a lot? Por que a gente faz isso e a gente não faz isso em português? Porque toda vez que uma frase começar com um auxiliar ou com o verbo to be, a gente já sabe uma pergunta. Quem aqui nunca passou numa prova, num exame, e aí você tá lendo lá uma pergunta e você lê como se você estivesse fazendo uma afirmação, e aí a gente faz assim, ó. A gente só põe a entonação quando a gente olha o ponto de interrogação. Então, isso é uma coisa que em português a gente faz pergunta só pela entonação e às vezes a gente acaba criando uma confusão. Em espanhol, o que eles fazem nas perguntas? Ponto de interrogação invertido no começo, ponto de interrogação normal. Por quê? Porque desde o começo a pessoa já sabe que é uma interrogação, então é muito esperto isso, né? E uma vez que a gente vira essa chavinha, putz, aí tudo fica mais simples, tá? Então, o que está acontecendo aqui? Se vocês notarem, é a estrutura que está em cima. To be, subject, complement. O que eu faço para fazer uma pergunta com uma dessas palavrinhas? Eu coloco elas antes, tá? Então, é isso que a gente faz para ter essa estrutura, para a gente praticar essa estrutura. Isso que eu estou fazendo aqui, se vocês tiverem oportunidade, eu acho que seria muito, muito válido Criem suas próprias questões, suas próprias perguntas. Aqui, para a live de hoje, eu coloquei apenas 4, tá? Mas é possível a gente usar isso com qualquer outra estrutura de inglês. Ah, Nath, dá para usar com present perfect? Dá. Where have you been? Right? What have you done? Ok? Então, é possível a gente usar. Ah, é possível usar com o future? Of course it is. Right? Where will you go? Okay? Why will you travel today? Okay? So it's possible with all structures. Then let's see some other questions. How? Ah, here. Why? You want to know the reason. Okay? So why are you a teacher? What's the reason? I am a teacher because I love sharing knowledge, and I love to explain the structures in a way students can understand. I love to break the walls, okay, between English and the student. How are you today? I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. I'm okay. Different possible questions. What time? What time is the class? Every Wednesday at 9, no, at 7 p.m. Okay, so what time is the class? At 7 p.m. 7 p.m. at, because when we talk about time, the preposition is at. Okay? Does or do or does, subject, verb, and complement. To ask about routine, to ask about facts, to ask about frequent actions, habits, okay? To ask about preference, I always use the simple present. Do or does when it's he, she, it. Subject, verb, and complement, okay? Let's check here some questions. We have, do you like apples? Do you like apples? Do you like English? Do you like hamburger? Do you like cartoons? Okay. Do you like your country? Right? Does he, she, it? He, she, it. Does he, she, it? Does he speak English? Does she like apples? Okay. When we use does, the verb is normal. Okay. And when there's a WH question, is in the beginning of the question. Right? So for example, what do you do? When I ask what do you do, I want to know your job. You ask me, Nacho, what do you do? I'm a teacher, an English teacher, and I'm also an entrepreneur, okay, a businesswoman, right? Where? Where do you live? I live in São Paulo, I live in Brazil, I live in Canada, I live in Goiás, all right? When? When it's about time, remember. So when does she arrive at home? Tonight, next Saturday, okay? Then we have, who cooks in your family? Pay attention here. When we ask a question with who, pay attention. When we ask a question with who, I don't use auxiliary verb. I don't use do. I don't use does because I don't know the person. I don't know if it's she, he, they, we, me, right? So if I don't know, I don't use the auxiliary verb do or does. What do I do instead? I conjugate the verb in the third column. So instead of using does, I'm going to ask, who cooks in your family? Who's in your family? Who drives in your family? Who speaks English in your family? Who speaks English in your family? Who studies English? Okay, so I always change the verb, right? Then we have this one here. Why does she call him every night? Why? I want to know the reason. Why does she call him every night? Why do you call me? Right? Why do you watch this movie? It's horrible. Okay? Then we have, how do you practice speaking? I practice speaking during the classes. I practice speaking with my friends. I practice speaking during the meetings, okay? And the last one here, what time does he wake up? He wakes up at 8 in the morning. Too late, but he wakes up at around 6:30. He wakes up at 7 a.m., right? So I want to know the hour, right? Then I added here some questions with the present continuous and some questions with the simple past. But just to tell you that all the structures will follow the same idea, okay? So just to present two more verb tenses. And another thing, I'm going to add here in the description a video that we have about the difference between who and whom, ok? Going to add here in the description. E já aproveitando, falando da descrição, eu vou colocar um vídeo aqui para falar da diferença do who e do whom. Mas aproveitando, falando da descrição, a gente incluiu aí um formulário, tá? Porque a gente quer entender melhor se as aulas estão sendo produtivas e como que a gente pode preparar essas aulas para atender às suas necessidades e às suas expectativas. Então, se você puder, responda no formulário que está aqui no link da descrição, porque quem responder esse formulário vai ganhar a chance de participar de uma aula exclusiva aqui no YouTube para um grupo fechado sobre 3 temas bem chave, tá? São temas muito importantes que eu acabo não trazendo direto para as lives, mas que quem preencher o formulário vai poder ter essa aula comigo sobre esses temas, tá bom? Então não esqueçam de compartilhar com as pessoas que vocês conhecem, é muito importante para a gente sempre desenvolver um bom trabalho, tá bom? Vamos lá, talking about the present continuous. The structure, to be, subject, verb being, and complement. Verb being, it's the verb with ing. Studying, doing, cooking, watching, okay? For example, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Okay, when I ask this question, I want to know yes or no. 2 possibilities, okay? Is he telling the truth? Is he telling the truth? So I invert the subject and the verb to be to create a question. But here, are you talking to me? Is he telling the truth? It's just a yes or no question, okay? Then, if I add the WH question, I want a different information, right? For example, tell me, what are you doing? What are you doing? If you are watching this class, it's really good because you are improving your English, okay? So what are you doing? I'm watching this class, I'm studying English, I'm practicing, I'm improving my English, okay? Where is she working at the moment? Where is she working at the moment? So I can make a question. Is she working at the moment? Yes, she is. No, she isn't. Where is she working at the moment? She's working in a bank, okay? She's working at Bristol Languages, okay? When? About the time. When are you leaving? Next week. I'm leaving tomorrow. Leaving tonight. Leaving now. Okay? So when it's about the time. Who is singing this song? Who is singing this song? Right? It's Rihanna. It's Adele. It's Avril Lavigne. Okay? Why? Why is she crying? Why is she crying? What do I want to know? I want to know the reason. Okay? Why is she crying? Then I have here how. How is it going? It's fine. Okay? How's it going? It's just a different question for how are you? How are you doing? How's it going? Okay? Everything's fine. Oh, good. What time? What time are you watching TV tonight? Watching TV at 8:30 tonight. Okay? I'm going to watch Handmaid's Tale. It's a really good series. Dramatic, but good. Then we have here, hold on. What time is it? What time is it? Okay? With what time? Simple past. Pay attention. The auxiliary verb used with the simple past is did. Okay, here, did plus subject plus verb plus complement, right? For example, did you like apples? Did you like apples? I'm not asking if you like apples now, but did you like apples? Ah, yes, I liked apples, but now I don't like it anymore. Okay? Did he speak English? Yes, he spoke English, right? I'm asking about the past yes or no here, but it's important for you to analyze the structure, okay? Then we have the WH question that is before auxiliary verb. For example, what did you say? You said that this class is very important for you to improve your English. Okay, what did you say? I want an information about something. Okay, where? Where did you park your car? Where did you park your car? Park when you were driving. Then you park your car to go to another place. You leave the car in a place. It can be in a parking place. Okay, or you can park your car in the garage. Okay, yes, parking place or parking lot. Okay, then we use questions with when. Let's think about when and did. Okay, for example, when did she write this text? She wrote this text yesterday. Okay, when did you start studying English? I started last year in April. Okay, who? Pay attention. Do you remember that I said we don't use do and does in a question with who? Here it's the same. I don't use did. I just conjugate the verb, right? So instead of saying who did write Romeo and Juliet? No. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet? Okay, who wrote Romeo and Juliet? Shakespeare wrote it. Okay, why? I want to know the reason. Why did you invite her? Why did you invite her, or him, or me, right? Why? What's the reason? Why did you invite her? Then we have how, to ask about a manner of something. How did you manage this situation? How did you manage this situation? Okay, how did you manage? Manage comes from the word management, manager, okay? But it's the verb. What time did you close the store? I closed the store at 9 p.m. All right, so here questions in the simple past, right? Good. Now I'd like just to conclude the class talking about the difference between what and which. Okay, so when I ask a question with what, the question is general, like you can answer whatever you want. What is your favorite food? You can say hamburger, you can say chicken, you can say taco, you can say French fries, you can say sushi, yakisoba, pizza, right? You can say whatever you want that related to food. Okay? What is your favorite animal? You can say dog, tiger, whale, shark, bird, right? Whatever, because it's a general question. On the other hand, when we ask a question with which, I'm giving some options, right? And they can be isolated options, like here in this question, which is your favorite food between pizza and pasta? Is it possible to answer hamburger? Here, no, it's not possible, right? So which is your favorite food between pizza and pasta? Pizza or pasta. Just these two options, okay? Or I can make a question with which and among, for example. Which is your favorite food among the Italian food? Can I say hamburger? No. Can I say yakisoba? No. but I can say pizza, I can say pasta, I can say lasagna, right? I can say a lot of different food, but they're all in the group of Italian food. If I ask you, for example, which is your favorite domestic animal? Can I say shark? No, right? But I can say dog, cat, bird. I don't know, right? I can say this kind of animal, parrot. Okay. So that's the point. It's important for us to understand the question word and to work on structures. Questions, prats, that it will become natural. Okay, it will become natural for you, right? Very good. Just to conclude, as usual. Então, gente, só para falar aqui. Opa! Eu queria agradecer mais uma quarta-feira da presença de vocês. O nosso objetivo é alcançar sempre mais pessoas, então se vocês puderem compartilhar com seus amigos o canal da Natália Droche, se inscrever no canal, compartilhar o vídeo das aulas, porque a gente quer muito alcançar mais pessoas, a gente quer ajudar mais pessoas, a gente quer tirar essa frustração de muitos brasileiros que falam, já tentei de tudo, inglês não é para mim. Não existe isso. Não existe isso. Então, você pode pegar complementos de vários cursos e se moldar dentro do idioma. Eu vou trazer isso aqui, tá? Com bastante assertividade, para que a gente saiba qual é o caminho do desenvolvimento, tá? Então, se você gosta da aula, dá um like. Tem sugestão de tema, pode passar. Não esqueçam de responder o questionário, o formulário, que é muito importante para a gente também. E a gente se vê na próxima quarta-feira, às 7 horas da noite, tá bom? Até mais e see you on Wednesday.